A very good afternoon. Thanks for clicking on to the Sunday edition of Vogan's European Outlook. Looking at the CFSv2 weeklies, certainly the one dominant aspect to this pattern as we go through at least the first half of April, potentially the remainder of April, is a rather high pressure, drier than normal type pattern, which could have tremendous impact on the atmosphere, which tends to initially lead to drier than normal soils. And as you go into the warm season, that drier than normal soil can translate to above normal pressure in the atmosphere, which tends to lead to more drier weather, sunnier weather, and therefore, of course, warmer than normal weather. But certainly the next 7 days, there is no arguing that after we see some glance and blows of low pressure passing to the north of the UK, as we push through, particularly towards middle and late week, high pressure reestablishes over the UK. So it increases the diurnal variance in temperature between day and night. We're going to see those big swings once again between near freezing, potentially up towards 21 Celsius during the afternoon hours. It's not a massively warm air mass, but dry enough that it leads to the temperature going up and down quite markedly over a 24-hour period. But like I say, we are going to see a glancing blow of low pressure. We are going to see an increase in wind, rain across particularly the west and northern half of the British Isles through the early part of this work week. And then as we go towards the middle and latter half of the week, looks as if high pressure is really going to establish itself in a very big way. To end the month of March, if you read the post from yesterday, it certainly was a warm one. We've seen a record up in parts of western Russia yesterday, while we've seen 20s across much of Poland, we've seen temperatures only in low single digits. So quite a sharp contrast in temperature between Poland and Russia during the day yesterday, which was quite interesting. Cooler air filtering down from the north, but of course further west under that strong southerly airflow, all helped because of the big low pressure systems that are spinning away over the Atlantic. That is in turn downstream forcing southerly winds to get wafted up from Africa all the way into the central and southern parts of Europe. So the overall theme is very dry for the next 7 days here, folks. And as we continue to skip through the sequence, this is the day 8 through 14, still remains under a dome of high pressure. So we don't really have a lot of disturbed weather to speak about as we go through the middle half of April. Now, as we start to go in towards the day 15 through 20, of course, the CFSv2 does get lost quite often, but it does have high pressure over the continent, high pressure to the west. But you notice the absence of negative heights here. So this to me tells me that even if the high pressure does deflate somewhat, it doesn't necessarily mean we're going to say cheerio to the dry weather. I think the theme could maintain itself as we go forward. This is day 22 through 28, 29 through 25, still shows the same overall idea here. And this could have, like I say, significant influence as we go into the early part of the summer here. Drier than normal soils, like I say, tends to lead to warmer than normal weather into the first half of summer here. So this is precipitation anomaly upcoming week. You can see what I'm talking about here. We are going to see some rain, particularly across the far north of the UK, but the majority very much drier than normal, and that extends down through France and Iberia as well. Week 2, a little bit less prominent in terms of drier than normal, but certainly it still shows drier than normal. If it will change, and it will, you can see here slightly wetter than normal across the northwest of the UK. Week 3, generally speaking, the emphasis being really on a lack of green representing above normal precipitation. So it doesn't look at the moment like we are going to see a particularly wet April. In fact, we could have quite the opposite. We're going to have more ideas on the summer overall as I go through the month of April. The 1st of May will be when the summer of 2017 forecast comes out, so you'll want to check that out, I'm sure. And looks as if it's going to be an interesting month, that's for sure, in terms of meteorology. Hope you have a great day. Bye for now.